Hello everybody and welcome to the Tarhurst End YouTube channel. My name's Lewis Radbourne and welcome back to another weekly roundup going over all things Reading FC over the past week. But before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already and put those notifications on so you never miss an upload. But for now, let's get into it. And there's only one place we can start. The championship season has finally started and we kicked it off with a 2-0 win away at Philip Cocu's Derby County. Overall, I thought we played quite well. We started the game on top. I'd say we were having a couple of decent chances. Obviously, that chance, our first decent chance anyway, was when we won the ball back from some decent pressing down the right hand side. Michael Lise plays in Lucas Joao, who does a little step over, jinks onto his left hand side. Probably should have scored, albeit with his weak foot, but he has got quite a strong weak foot. Put it straight at David Marshall, which saved, and then it went out to John Swift, who blasted it over the bar. That was probably our best chance of the first 40 minutes, I'd say, up until the goal. Set piece. When this corner was happening, I did not think we were going to score. We never score from corners. It's not a thing Reading do. Would you believe it? We did. Lucas Joao runs away from his marker, Andre Wisdom, and he gets to the near post. He literally left Andre Wisdom. He didn't really, to be fair, Andre Wisdom didn't really bother tracking him. He just kind of stood there. But yeah, so Lucas Joao managed to get to the near post and tap it in. It was confirmed after the game by Raphael, the goalkeeper, that it was actually a set-piece routine. Obviously, Liam Moore was holding, so I don't know if you might have to watch it back again. Josh Laurent is at the near post. He runs away from the near post and drags his marker with him. Lucas Joao then runs to the near post while Liam Moore holds the guy there so that he can't try and intercept it. And Lucas Joao manages to nip in with the help of some bad Andre Wisdom marking as well. And then we get to the second goal, which is the one that we all love. I can't stop watching it personally. I'm sure you guys are the same. Raphael, Jack Marriott goes to press Raphael. Raphael isn't having any of it and fake shots it past him, and then he sprays a long direct ball out to Lucas Joao, who runs onto it, holds it up, waits for the pass. Ovie Ejaria, makes a run down his left-hand side. He backheels it towards him, and Ovie Ejaria calmly finishes it to make it 2-0 going into half-time. And my God, that was an amazing goal. I thought it was just, overall, it was really good. But yeah, that pretty much sums up the first half. I thought we were really good. We were definitely deserving of the win at that point. Then second half, I thought we played really well. We probably weren't quite as good as the first half, I don't think. Obviously, Lucas Joao and Ovie Ejaria are doing their thing, running rings around that Derby defence. Andre Wisdom actually got subbed off at half time because for the second goal, he should have tracked Ovie Ejaria's run down the left hand side. And he just stood there again. He didn't really it was like he didn't know how to move. So yeah, he got subbed off for Nathan Byrne, who then got booked because they didn't tell the ref that he was coming on, or he had come on. So quite a weird one that. I was very confused at the time watching it. I had no idea what was going on. I had to look at Twitter to find out what was going on. But yeah, nothing. Well, Lucas Joao hit the bar. We had Andy Yidom run down the right-hand side, put it inside for Lucas Joao, and he hit it on the half volley, and it hit the bar. It was going like top corner, I reckon. Obviously it didn't because it would have hit the bar. But it was a great goal. It would have been a great goal anyway. And then we held out for the win. One concern we did have, Ovie Ejaria did come off injured. He seemed to have pulled a hamstring. However, I'm fairly sure Poundwich didn't say it was too serious, so it looks like he could be back. I don't know if he'll play the Luton game, but obviously Ejaria was immense today. Showed for well why we spent £3.5 million on him. But yeah, I thought we played really well. Lucas Joao, again, immense, just showing how skillful he can be. For someone as tall as him, you wouldn't expect him to be as agile and how do you put it? Have as much flair and be as good at dribbling as he is. You wouldn't expect it looking at him, but he is really good. This is the Lucas Joao that we have all known about. He's just been injured, so we've not been able to see it, and he's now showing this is like prime Lucas Joao, because it is absolutely amazing. I can't get enough of him. I can't. He's so good at the moment. He needs to play every game as much as we can. We need to keep him fit for games, for every single game that we have. But yeah, obviously we then finished the game 2-0, and then we were top of the league until QPR, of all people, had to score a 94th minute second goal against Nottingham Forest, so they go top because of alphabetical order. So either way, we finished the weekend in the Championship top two, which, albeit it's the first day of the season, but it's nice to see us for a good couple of days be there and it won't change. It's quite nice to look at. So yeah, I mean, I'm loving life at the moment at Reading. So we've got the game against Luton midweek. Obviously, you'll hear my thoughts about that next week. I'm hopeful that we can get a result after that performance, because my God, I love that performance. Now, transfer window's still open. It's still open for like another month, so there's a lot going on. So I thought I'd just mention quickly, Vito Minone has signed for Monaco on a 2-year deal. I know he did really well for Minnesota, and then obviously he came back and went to I don't know how you say it, the Danish teams like Esbjerg or something like that. But yeah, so he's joined Monaco on a 2-year deal, so we wish him well. We had a player departure, and Jordan Holsgrove, the 21-year-old Scotland man, has signed for Celta Vigo in Spain. Probably going to play for their B team. I wouldn't see him pushing towards the first team right away. Obviously, had a really good loan spell at Atletico Baleares in the Spanish third division. But yeah, so I wish him well. I was hoping that he'd play a bit more of a role, but I'm hoping we got a decent fee for him. I believe it's just undisclosed. I don't think anyone really knows the fee, but hopefully we got a decent amount of money. Then some very good news actually about a signing. It was confirmed earlier in the week by the Reading Chronicle that Pedro Mendes, we are in advanced talks with the Sporting Lisbon striker Pedro Mendes with a loan with an option to buy £5 million at the end of the season. He made 6 appearances for Sporting Lisbon in Liga NOS last season. He didn't make any goal contributions, but in the reserve league he scored 15 times and I believe 6 assists, but I might be wrong on the assists, in 21 games. So he's clearly a clinical striker, very highly rated over there. Could be back up for Lucas Joao. I think he could be a really good signing. Not sure if that's really what we need. I think we need a defensive midfielder still. I'd love to have Pele back. I think going into the game yesterday, I was worried about Rinomoto and Laurent, because they like to push forward, and I didn't know how well they could do staying back, but they proved me wrong. They're really good defensively, and yeah, so I think Pedro Mendes will be a really good signing. Hopefully he can be a good backup for Lucas Joao. Paunovic confirmed. Rodrigo Riquelme is still training with the club. At the moment, that deal is looking likely. However, we don't really know when it's going to be announced. Hopefully, it's a permanent deal. That's what we're hoping. The 18-year-old winger from Atletico Madrid. We spoke about him on last week's Weekly Roundup, and he looks the real deal at 18. Highly rated by Diego Simeone. Made some first-team appearances, I do believe. So, yeah. And then we had a little scare in the week. Raphael said that he had some offers from Premier League. His official quote in an interview said, "There are some conversations going on. I want to stay in England. If my club decides it's good, I'm a professional. I have the dream of going to the Premier League, and when you have the chance, it is your wish. We have some interested clubs that we are talking about." But a couple of hours later, he then tweeted saying that he loves it at Reading. So that ended the speculation, which is absolutely lovely. We love Raphael. He's such a good goalkeeper as well, arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the division. So yeah, and then the final bit of news is that Quinton Fortune and Nuno Gomez have been appointed assistant coaches to Veljko Paunovic. Obviously, Quinton Fortune is known in England for playing for Manchester United for a number of years. There's a nice picture of him speaking to John O'Shea and Wayne Rooney after the Derby game, which is quite nice. And then we also had Nuno Gomez. Not going to lie, haven't heard of him. I know he played in Greece and Portugal, the Portuguese man, but yeah, it's nice to have we do like Portugal around here. It means we can get another chance to do Portugal Day, provided we're allowed in the stadiums next week. So that is it for the weekly roundup, and quite a quiet week as it goes for Reading. Not a lot going on, but hopefully next week we can have a couple of signings come in the door. Ejaria and basically Laurent is the only new player we've had come in from last season, and personally that's not enough for me. As much as I want to see the youngsters play, we did see Tom Holmes play actually yesterday. He is really big. Yeah, I saw him. He filled in at defensive midfield, which I don't know if he's mobile enough for that. I haven't really seen a lot of him. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, if they're trying to try him at defensive midfield, I'm all for it. Hopefully, he's pretty decent. But that also reminds me of something that I have just remembered. KSV Roeselare, the team that the Dyes owned and ironically Tom Holmes was on loan at, have folded. And they are not going to be club anymore. So hopefully, Dayon Pang does not send us down in that direction as well. But at the moment, we haven't spent any money. So since he's come in anyway, well, no, Ejaria. What am I on about? So yeah, that's going to be the end of the weekly roundup this time. That is all I've got now. So thank you for watching. Please make sure if you haven't already to subscribe, like the video, and let me down below what you make of the Derby performance, and just tell me more about how good Lucas Joao is, because if you say it's bad, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you are watching. You clearly weren't watching the game. So yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll be different settings. I am moving into uni this weekend, so yeah, so it'll be different settings, but hopefully it can be the same settings for the next couple of weeks, because obviously I've been switching settings literally like every week at this point. So yeah, I want to do a couple more things on this YouTube channel. Obviously, with my timetable and how busy I am and stuff like that, I want to do more content on this channel, but yeah, but the weekly roundup is enough. It's a good place to get my opinion across. So yeah, please like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.